And I mean, like, I'm trying to watch a TV show while while reading her book.
If she's no, but the thing is, if she's doing that and if she's doing it, that's one thing. But then to have a favorite book, like, which I'm sure she has shows and stuff, but her to have a favorite book, that's not a small thing. Let me make sure my mic is on the right one, but that's not a small thing. Episode, I don't know, but we're like
29, I think.
Yeah, because I think.
Hold on, wait a second, because it might be 30.
No, actually, it might be 30 now. Actually, I think this may be 30.
Oh my gosh!
I think we're on episode 30.
Only Spotify. You're not supposed to use Spotify no more. FYI.
Really?
They do something bad.
I mean, I don't use it, but I'm down for the cause.
But they are the only people that actually say what episode it is.
Right. I really do think it's 30.
I do too. Oh, it is 30.
It's 30. 30, flirty, and fun.
Right?
At this point,
decades.
3 decades is crazy.
Death with the 20s?
Death to the 20s. Oh. Welcome.
Wow, that's really solid.
It is. Welcome, no, I was telling Morgan today that before we got on that what was I saying? Oh, we now have to speak now or forever hold our peace about like if we're really locked in, because like when you start a podcast, it's like it's fun. Oh my God, let's start a podcast with my friend. Right. Oh my gosh, fun. And obviously we like did this with full intentions to be full and serious, or fully in and fully serious and all the things. Mm-hmm. And like it's fine. But then like when you start to really feel yourself like, wait, are we cementing as like a real pod where people listen and all the things? And then it's like, oh shoot. Are we locked into this for real? Like, I don't know. I think I just always have that moment, even personally for myself in almost everything I do. Like, I never take myself seriously in anything, even though I do things to this fullest nth degree all the time. I really do. But I still it's probably an insecurity thing. I still just be like, am I serious in this? Am I really doing something seriously? So yeah, we locked in, baby.
Yeah, but also we started the podcast having tried to start the podcast years ago and didn't do it.
That's true too. That's true.
And I think even when thinking like, am I going to take this serious? Because your passion projects are probably the things that's like, those are the things that's like put on the back burner. But if I was doing this by myself, it wouldn't be happening. But the degrees and stuff also are serious because, or I stuck to them because I had that level of accountability.
Yep.
In this
that's so true.
When you do it. But now that this is like, we have full autonomy, full control over something, it's like, a lot of it is like, I can't not show up for Raven. Yeah. So it's like, we here or not.
No, that's real. That's so real. No, that's so true. You're right. No, that's so true. Because I was even gonna leak. Like, I got home at 7.
And I saw you post something. And you were still in Texas, and I was like, she gonna text me later and say we can't. Here we are.
Nope. I was like, because I was gonna get a later flight. I was like, oh nope, gotta record tonight, and I had to make sure. And then the flight was delayed. I got nervous. Like I got off the flight and I was gonna go get food. I was like, nah, because I need to set up. I need to just whatever, orient myself to recording tonight. So, and anyway, but yeah, this is like we locked in. We really are, and y'all are locked in.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that. And it's just gradual growth, like gradual, steady growth. And that's why I said earlier about what I was saying to Morgan was like, before a flight takes off, you know how right before it gets off the ground, it's like swaying left and right. And you feel the air and you feel it trying to like get its bearing so it can get to the air. And then right when it's in the middle, not fully in the air, but it like ascend toward its ascension to the air, it like starts to level out. And then it starts to pick up the speed and whatnot. And that's what I feel like. That's the phase that I think we're in. Yeah, there you go. Look at Morgan's hand. Yes. I think that's the phase that we're in. And I feel it. Doing the social media stuff this week. And just really, I'm like, I think we're here. And then like checking emails and all the things. I think we're here. I think we're like in the gradual ascend now and finding our balance to now be able to take off. So that makes me grateful.
Yeah. And I think like, okay, so when I was in Louisville, my cousin was like, oh, I need the name to that girl you was talking about on the podcast about the finances. And one, I didn't even know my family was still listening to the podcast. And then 2, I'm like, "Do we need a brand partnership? Like, we influencing people to do stuff?" Like, okay.
Listen,
So,
listen.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I told you my friend when I was in Texas this weekend or week, um, we were at the grocery store and it was so random. She was just like, "Yeah, because I watched the Aisha Curry episode the other day. I watched her person and it was crazy because I was like, she said everything that I felt." And of course, because we're friends, so like we feel the same ways, but her and I hadn't even talked about the Aisha Curry stuff at
Uh-huh.
all. She just heard my take on the pod, and it was just and so obviously that's my friend, so you could think like, "Oh, it's nothing," but what it is it was random, unprompted, like, so that means
Right,
people are consistently tuning in and enjoying and consuming it to the point that it
right.
comes to their thoughts randomly. That means, like, it's cementing, and that's what I
Mhm.
mean, like, it's so many random things, and, we talk offline about a few other things that have happened, so it's so many random things that I'm like, people are really locked in, and, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
I'm excited for 2026. It's gonna be
Me
great.
too. Me too.
If y'all are Christmas people, y'all should tell us some of y'all's traditions or, like, what y'all would love to see as a Christmas
Yeah.
episode. Because 'cause I'm a Christmas person and Raven's a Christmas person, and we should do
Absolutely.
something.
Absolutely. No, I
I'm
agree.
gonna wear a hat.
No. Oh, we should do like yeah, like we should dress up or something. We should dress
A
up.
pajama party.
Yeah, we could do a pajama episode, like have Coco and
Mhm.
stuff in the episode. Yeah.
What am I navigating? I was navigating kind of like being in a space of, like, highs and lows of life, of, like,
Yeah.
simultaneously things can be very good and bad at the same time, um, and
Yeah.
how you have to navigate that with people and with yourself and all the things. Um, I also, I did have my Halloween party, my murder mystery party. It was great. However, I didn't cook the potatoes all the way, and I'm really embarrassed about it because I had people over to my house for the first time. Some people were there for the first time, and I'm like, now they gonna think I'm a bad cook. And I had the
Mm.
potatoes, they were baked potatoes, and they were in the oven for like 45 minutes. And I'm like, why didn't they not cook all the way? So that really, I don't know. As a hostess, I'm such a programmer and like um somebody who throws like stuff for work and whatnot. I'm like, I was 2 seconds away from sending an exit survey. I was
This
like,
girl.
"How
Did
can
the
I improve?"
potatoes melt
Like,
in your mouth or were they more crispy then? What did your
right.
perspective like what?
How could I have improved your experience? Like, did you have
I
any
love that.
accessibility needs? Like,
That is such a
like
PM. That is such a PM.
oh my
Golly.
gosh. Yeah, so
That's cute.
yeah. It's bad. I'm also thinking about doing a program manager. Is that what it is? Program manager? Project
Mm.
manager certificate. 'Cause
Oh, PMP?
yeah. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
you
doing
should.
because
Mhm.
they make money.
And I was just gonna say, and that is you know what's so funny? Because you're a project manager, like, you're not gonna take I mean, don't take offense to any of this because this is more of what culturally, like, socially what people be saying.
Mhm.
How PMPs, like, they'll be like, the project manager just be there. You should do it on TikTok. It's like a whole thing, or you should watch the videos. People make fun of project managers about how, like, they'll be like, the job is like, you doing good? Okay. How you doing? Okay. What you doing? Okay. And be like,
Good,
okay. And then they sit back and be like,
right.
okay. But I mentioned that though because speaking to the PMP, so like because that's like the corporate joke that people make, you would think that like ain't no money. Yet and still, y'all can say what y'all want. That PMP make a world of difference for them salaries. My sister
Mhm.
just got one, and oh my god, she works for like she. I don't even know if I should say it publicly because of the way the world works right now. But just soon as when she got the PMP, just the difference in
Mm. Don't motivate
salary
me
and
good.
honey? Yeah, no, it makes a difference. Even when I was in Congress, our HR person basically it just make a difference. It does
Yeah,
make a difference.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's like the ironclad thing in that specific field, you know. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah. You should.
I'm really thinking about it. I didn't know that the exit survey was specific to that, and that's really funny because that's just like I was literally like, "Morgan, don't do it. Don't." I like I like people having a good time, like, I like it, and
Yeah.
I'm really sad the potatoes was not good, but
Oh, I'm sure
we
they
had a
were
good
fine.
time. But also, like, having people at the house, like, everybody was just like some like, they were like you could tell that people were like my prayer has always been that our house feel like a sanctuary to people and that
I love
people
that.
feel comfortable and, like, people were asking, like, "Okay, what's over here? Like, what's behind this door?" I'm like, "That's the basement." And they was like, "Wow, like, how many rooms is this?" And, and then my best friend and her husband were here, and they were like, "Y'all did
Oh,
good."
really? They
Yeah, they
came?
came.
Nice.
So they got to see the house and just being able to, like you also just know, like, how blessed you are and, like, living
Yeah.
in the prayers that you've prayed, and, like,
Mhm.
it's really rare for young people to have houses,
Yep.
um, and, like, you might think that your house like, we don't have a fancy house, but it's clean, it's, taken care of. I mean, our
Yeah.
room the room
This girl.
they always talk about how the parents' room is just like a tornado,
Listen.
like, but
Listen.
it's like it's not fancy, but it's a home, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people want homes and people wanna be able to have that as well, and we don't as a generation, a lot of us don't have the opportunity. So
Yeah.
I
No.
perspective, like, we are doing something great, and you say
Yep.
that all the time, but,
I do.
I'm like, it
Can
kinda
never get
really
enough.
hit me like, "Wow, we're homeowners."
Mm. Yep.
Like, this is really big.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal. I love that anime. What came to mind for me is like dinner parties and yeah, like but just like when you would watch shows about,
Mhm.
yeah, when you would watch the shows of like the girlfriends or the Sex and the
Yeah.
Cities or whatever they were. The
Like, yep,
adult shows of young adult
yep.
shows and they do all the things. It's like, is that literally the life that you're living right now? And like I know your best friend has a baby and a husband and you gotta like this is are y'all really doing the show life? Yes, y'all are. Yes, y'all are. So that's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah.
Really beautiful. But what are you navigating?
I was at the airport and the lady was mean to me and we need to have working class solidarity. I'm gonna just be real brief.
Real blunt. She hurt my feelings, and yeah, what happened?
She did. Long story short, don't get me wrong, I was 11 pounds over. I don't know what I was thinking. I do not know what I was my suitcase was 61 pounds.
She might
But
have been the audacity.
no, yeah, that is, you know what? Actually, hold on. Wait, do I want to mention this? Because
Rewind.
now,
Wait a minute, because that was you say 11 pounds, Raven.
no, okay, no, but I'm still gonna
Right.
say it because I did. No, but I really didn't. I knew a little bit because I had combat boots in there. I had, and I'm talking about Doc Martin. Do you know how heavy a Doc Martin is?
10 pounds themselves, shoot.
I had some Doc Martens in there. I had like some I bought these thick, beautiful, like fake skin, snake skin boots from so
Don't count my pockets flick fake. Like,
yeah, because we do foe over here. We are power to the people. But anyway, or power to the animals. Wait, I don't know what to say. Let me shut up. For I offend all the communities tonight. But anyway, no. But whatever. But in all seriousness, yeah. And I had like a million. No, I literally bought like 3 pair of heels while I was out of town. Like, what are you? What?
it
But
was a
okay,
big
but that's
well, you gotta have had the big luggage for 50
yeah. Oh
pounds.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, for sure. Girl, the back it was 60. I said, oh my god. she, when I said it, I was like, oh. And then the little number, the little, and
Why
I
is it
said,
still going up?
oh, I said, oh my god. I think I said, oh my god.
That's real terror at the scale.
No. Matter of fact, it was like 61.8. Like he was like, and then this African man came. It was a mess. This African man comes. First of all, she was Hispanic. He was African. No problem with that at all. What I'm saying is they both had accents. So now it's like all these these people
You
with
know, they
these.
blunt.
Yes. So you see where I'm going. So she's about, oh no, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? But, like, clearly, Raven, you knew. And then, no, but the dude, she didn't even say nothing, actually. Shout out to baby girl. But the man, he gonna come over there he's talking about, "Oh, that's 10, to
Oh,
carry
you're
the one."
nasty.
I said, "Okay, okay." I said, "Ain't nobody," you know how you keep looking back trying to see if you anyway, but that's not the point. The point is, he's talking about, "Whoa, 10, 12, 11, carry the one." I said, sir, sir, sir. He's, but anyway, so I had to, so mind you, I'm taking all my stuff out the bag. I'm like, okay, I knew my Doc Martens. I was like, baby, take them clunkers. Okay. So I was like, that's got to do the trick. Girl, 2 pounds. I said, oh, no, we had 59.8.7 or something. Taking them out, taking them out, taking them out. Girl, bra falling out. This, I just was like, hallelujah, Lord, if you love me. In front of it just was a mess. We get down to like 53. Mind you, my whole life was laying on the floor at this point. This one, I kid you not. Well, I wish audio people go to YouTube. Here she goes. She's about. I said, Henrietta, if you don't, whatever this woman name is, if you don't let me get my stuff onto this plane, I fly twice a month at a minimum, guys. I didn't have people. I ain't gonna let nobody ever let me. Like 53 has always been and even then it'd be like 52. Actually, I've never gotten to
Maybe like
53, but whatever. Yeah, 52 be no, they literally do exactly that. They'd be like, it'd be some old man who nice. He'd be like, but what you do is you just throw them a little whatever. Anyway, so it was at 53. I said, okay, fine. Then I got it to like 52.2. I'm like,
come on, work with me, please. Please. I'm trying.
nope, nope. So nope. And then she she just stayed looking. She ain't even like do like a little click of a pen or nothing.
Cause what happened was
I
you
was
tried it
like,
with the 11 pounds. Like if it was
that's what it is.
55
Actually, I hate
pounds,
that you just said, Morgan, let me have it because now I'm feeling like no. But
I
yeah,
did.
so then go ahead.
I was just gonna say if it was 55, then she would have been like, okay, 53, 52.
Right, let's get you down. Right, that's true. That is true. It's the audacity. No, that's fair. And then the man told me, he's about, got to be 50, got to be 50. I said, I know. I
Gotta
fly
work through a
often. I
point.
know.
Gotta
And
prove a
so
point.
then I'm pulling out. Finally, I'm not even playing. And this one I got pissed off. And now I'm finna give my speech because we planned and it got to 50.5. I swear to you. I swear I'm not. If I'm lying, I'm flying. It got to 50.5. Henrietta gonna say something. She gonna say, don't hit my line. No, she gonna say something. She gonna say, actually, nothing. I'm tripping. No, she didn't say nothing. I was anticipating. I was hoping that she would. So it got to 50.5. She tried to act like she didn't look. She looked at it and then she did like this and she was like, and I was like, Henrietta, my luggage can't get no. So I don't even remember what I pulled out. It might have been a makeup bag or something. I don't even remember. And literally scratched my hand trying to pull it. Like I'm actually not playing. It was a really dramatic day. And all of that to say, it got to 50. She was like, okay, do you need a name tag? And I was like, and then it hit me. We need a better working class politic in our country, obviously.
Be more. We
That's
need
probably
I get it now. Working class solidarity. Are you
yes.
not on my
Because
like?
are you not on my side? And actually, this sounds way more pretentious than I thought it was gonna sound. Way more like dope. But now the world, oh, the girl who flies is okay. I get it. That's not lost on me. But I still think we can pull something out of this powerful. And I'm done here, which is that. Also, her name is not Henrietta. It's just a stand-in for the story. So, but my point is, sis, because she is my good sis. Everybody is who works. I'm going home to log in or to clock into my job just like you, sis, and like treat me nice or like be concerned about my back. I had to carry 7 pair of shoes in a duffel bag to the airport. I'm not even playing. And I had my purse yeah. No, I was actually not playing. Like I was like, ugh. like trying to stuff. It was just you got me carrying Doc Martens, lizard boots, like Hoka running shoes, New Balance. I'm actually not playing, and two pair, one sandal. I had when I had one sandal, like just and I'm mentioning the names of the shoe for the sake of so you can get the picture of how thick they were. These weren't. I'm getting mad rethinking it. And it's okay. Should I have followed the rules? Of course. But all I'm just saying is like, sis,
You
like
could have
be
let
on
me
my
slide at the
side. Yes. And all you aerodynamic geniuses miss me because well, it's really serious because the balance of the plane, Raven. I
It's
fly
not that
twice a
serious.
month. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Because also,
It's
guess
not that
what?
serious.
But I'm gonna tell you how I know that it's not because if you pay more,
They put so much
they'll
over
let
there for it. Right.
that part. But if you pay more, they'll let you take a bigger bag or they'll let you check a bigger bag. It's you know what's it's seriously about the money.
Because you
Come
can
on,
check
TS
as
man.
many bags as you want, you pay that $35. Like, yeah,
It's about the
yeah.
money. It's about the money. And so and so that's where now mind you, she didn't offer it to let me go up or whatever, like to pay a higher price. But the point is, sister, come on, Monique, sister, see me. See me, like, see me. Would you want to walk through the airport with this much bad luggage on your shoulders? Yes, I should have been more responsible, seriously, to not bring all of that. For sure, I should have bought another bag, whatever. But it's like, I'm never gonna do a girl like that. If I see a girl, I'm never doing
Yeah,
somebody like that. I'm gonna be like, sis,
yeah.
girl,
You had a look
get
at
this thing on her.
you did too much you did too much shopping, huh? Like,
Right. You did too much. Like, you know what I just thought about? It might have been that man. No, he might have been like the manager or something, the African man. The more I'm
mhm,
thinking about it. I don't know. I mean, but maybe not. But I don't know, because she wasn't even trying to like throw me a bone or nothing. I just yeah. So forget them. In all seriousness, I don't talk about working class people. God bless them. They can do me no wrong to me. So it's not about them. I'm not shaming them. I'm just saying I don't like when people don't be kind. Come, we need
yeah.
to get back to kindness. Come on, come on, come on.
Don't get me
That's all I got.
started. Child. Yeah, we
That's
need to
all I
get back
got.
to kindness.
You stupid. You
I will
stupid.
say, I was a little over it, and the lady I was a little over it one of the times recently I flew, and the lady was like, "Okay, take out a shirt and a pair of pants, and it should be fine." And I was like,
Was she right?
"Oh, she
Yeah.
was." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay." Like,
Mhm.
nobody's ever did that.
Yeah.
Like, that was so helpful. I was like, "Oh, you a mathematician, huh?" Like,
You
just like,
oh, you
'cause
a mathematician.
you be spread out in the middle of the airport. Like, it is embarrassing. It's France.
It's
You try
so
not to like
embarrassing.
people be behind you. Like, it'd be too much. Like, no, it's a
I
lot.
threw away a whole box of tampons that I had
See,
in my
and you know what I
purse.
was about to say, if you was on your period, your pads and stuff everywhere, like,
It just yeah, yeah. Working class solidarity. I told the story on my TikTok of how when I was at the Qdoba and the dude was like, "No, you don't got to pay for guacamole. It's free." Yeah, it's free, but only after the first two. Like, I can promise you, Qdoba don't give a hell about you, my good friend, my
not even.
working class friend. Please, I see you. I want you to get paid more. I want you to have a raise. I see dignity in all work and the work that you do. See me. So see me. I want you to have bond with me on the
Exactly.
auspices of the fact that we
The
work.
hookup. Right, the
Yes,
hookup.
the hookup. We should, and even that it's corporations and moneyed people that made us
Right.
like be like, no, hard work. We don't hook up. I hook up everybody. I'm always looking for girl. If you even as a therapist child, if y'all, what can I do for you, boo? How can I make this easier for you? Like again, I'm not saying cheat or lie or nothing like that. I really want to be very clear. But all
Mhm.
I'm just saying is I don't start from a place of questioning a person who I
Right.
know is equal to me in working class and with regards to that working class identity. Like I don't
Mhm.
start from a place of questioning. It's innocent until proven guilty for me. Period.
Right.
But anyway,
Anywho, here on the What's on the Agenda podcast, I said I was gonna brush up on this. Um,
you got it. Push it. You got it.
we discuss the nuance of things that have to do with Black women, either socially, politically, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. and all the other illies. So, what is on the agenda today, Raven? Do we
That's
have an
literally
agenda
perfect.
today?
I feel like we don't because I just gave
Okay.
my rant just now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Oh,
no, 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 no. Snap, yeah, Snap, EBT,
yeah.
yeah. Mhm. I mean, maybe we can just do some, like, honest reflection. We don't even gotta do, like, super deep, not when I say deep, meaning,
Yeah.
like, super intellectualize it.
Mhm.
Maybe we just
It's
reflect
being done.
emotionally. Exactly. And so we can just reflect
Yeah.
via our feelings about
Mhm.
child the peoples is finna get cut off of EBT for the month. And,
Mhm.
I'm talking about it's November 1st. As of the recording
It's
of this
happening. Yeah.
podcast, yeah, it's happened.
Mm.
And,
Second.
yeah, it's the second. Um, and the part that I think I've been thinking about the most has been we all when there is one faction of the society or population that is struggling, be it
Mhm.
the top or the bottom, meaning economically, we always just think of it, especially if it's poor people though, specifically if it's poor people, we always think of it through the lens like that's gonna be so sad for them, right? But
Right.
like we forget that when poor people get the cold or get what is it when America has a flu, poor people get a cold, but then the same is true upwards too. So
Mhm.
if the poorest among us are sick, they still engage with everybody, and so that
Right.
it's contagious just in different way. And the ways that that illness, this analogy probably doesn't work as well as I thought it would, but
No, no,
it's going
I
to
can
impact everybody. Yeah.
Mhm. 'Cause the
Hmm.
video I saw was that it was talking about how EBT and, SNAP benefits do actually stimulate our,
Of
uh,
course.
economy. So,
Yes.
you don't get them, but because they're no longer here, the $10 eggs is finna be $20. Like, it's finna go
Mhm.
up and somebody's gonna pay, and it's gonna be us.
Mhm, mhm, yep. Or we can be honest about the fact that selling food stamps is a real industry in and of itself. So
Mhm.
not just the people that have them are going to go without food, but it's a lot of families that supplement their supplement
Mhm.
food
Mhm.
and get so they can get a little bit more bang out of their buck with the food that they buy. They're now also going to be without food. So there's going to be a food scarcity even in places that we can't really document because it's done off the books. Right?
Yeah.
Like and so there's that, right? Local grocery stores or grocery stores in general. Obviously, that's how much I don't know the stats here, but um like such a large percentage of major grocery stores and major stores in general get their money from supplemental like
Mhm.
government
Yeah.
funds essentially, so Medicaid, food stamps and those sorts of things, right? Or even like
Uh-huh.
medicine, even though that's not cut off right now, but Medicaid, I mean. But my point is,
Wow.
yeah, it's so many. You live in an economy. It's a society. It's interconnected. You can't have a society that's not like and it not be interconnected in some way. This is really impactful,
Yeah.
and it's scary. And I know so many people are so scared right now. I can't even. I have some thoughts about how we can what we can do, but I don't know if you had anything else there because I just yeah, I'm scared
Um,
for people.
when you said selling food stamps, I thought you meant the selling food stamps, like, you selling your food stamps to get some extra cash, and that
Oh
being
yeah,
part of, like, will survive as well, and it's like, well, the argument probably is that it's illegal. Yeah, it's
girl.
illegal, and folks gotta survive, and going back to my point last week, people don't know how to be poor. You gonna figure
Yep.
it out, and, like,
Yep.
if you don't need the $1,000 worth of food stamps for the month, then you can sell a couple hundred and have a couple hundred
Exactly.
dollars in your pocket to be able to maybe do something else for your children that they might need shoes, or they might need clothes, or they might need to go on a field trip or something. Like, that's
Yep.
also how we learn how to survive poverty and recessions and
Yep.
stuff like that. So,
Yep.
yeah.
And oh, the world that we've created that you have to choose between starving and basic needs being met, or even if your basic needs are met, like you have to choose between starving and being able to live even mildly like a life that is thriving and full. Like God forbid you have a little extra $100 to maybe take your kids to the movies. Why are you cheating the government? You living off the government? Like, well, we gotta control. And it goes back to actually what I was saying about the whole working class solidarity because
Mhm.
if you think about Oh yeah, let's shake up the table today.
Yeah.
We really do just need to change our minds about how we see people who, one, are on government assistance, but also two, when we see people that are supposed to by all metrics be suffering or struggling, maybe having a good time or like buying shoes or whatever. You want people to not only be poor, but look poor, act poor, smell poor, sound poor. You don't deserve nothing if you're poor. That's how we do. I want to be very clear. That's not my position.
Mhm.
That's how we treat poverty.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's we do it systematically, and it just shows up in our brains because how do we do it systematically? If you don't have money, that's what whole bail bonds in this industry came from. If you don't have money, you get locked up. The majority of people that are locked up are there were there from poverty, right? In the
Right.
not prisons, but in jails, like in the
Mhm.
like awaiting court, awaiting trial, that sort of a thing. They're only there because they don't have money. We literally
Mhm.
criminalize poverty. We lock up unhoused people, like, so anyway, and of course that just permeates into how we see each other poor people. So then you get to the airport, as much as I was playing, or you get to Qdoba, and a boy who's not even what's minimum wage? 760. The minimum wage cross country is 725. Maybe Qdoba paid $9 an hour. I don't know, but whatever.
Mhm.
Somebody who makes $9 an hour is
You pay
policing how much guac I get.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But it's because like you start caping for you start caping for the enemy. Like you're scamming
Yeah.
the government. So like who cares? Like what? We caping for the wrong people. Like
Mhm. Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you could be literally hooking somebody up and you're more worried about somebody else's bottom line. And like you said, they don't care about you. Like you can get fired tomorrow. Like, and that's also part of this as well. It's like the government shutdown. There are people who aren't getting paid and people aren't being able to do their work. And some of
Yep.
this obvious work is detrimental to people's livelihoods.
But yeah, but let's flesh that out too, because I actually agree with you when you say this whole thing. But for the sake of like people not thinking that we're just like, oh, advocating cheating and lying, we can flesh out what she means by that.
Mhm.
Because when you say you cheating the government, so what? It's not that she's saying, oh, be a cheater and a liar and cheat your government and lie to the government. One, because that's a federal crime and we do not advocate that.
Mhm.
But two, is what we're saying is the sentiment behind the passion that she's sharing it with, and you can add to this if you want, Morgan. But I just because I feel that way too, but I want to give
Mhm.
context for it. Um, is that this is the same government that has quite literally degenerated and purposefully put subgroups of people into substandard qualities of life, like in so many ways that if you watch this podcast, we don't even have to go through the whole thing.
Mhm.
And so with that being said, and not only that, has done little to nothing to rectify any of that harm.
Right.
You know why
Right.
the wealth gap is not closed, but actually is only widening even more so? You know why the average CEO makes 400 times more than the average work? 400 times? And it didn't used to always be like that. It used to be like 70, but like that's not accidental that today it jumped from 70 times, which is still astronomically crazy, to 400 times more than their average worker or their bottom lowest level worker. That's not coincidental. That's coincidental or by accident. That was
Right.
orchestrated by
Right.
tax codes, by a government
Mhm.
that benefits intentionally and only puts emphasis on ensuring that wealthy people stay wealthy. It's
Exactly.
like, and you know what? We hear that talking point all the time, but let's really flesh that out really quick. What that looks like is, have you ever noticed? And I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but where are there the most benefits in taxes? I mean, people who what own houses, people who are married.
Own
Let's see, what's another?
businesses.
What's an own businesses? There we go. Let's keep thinking. Let's keep thinking. The places where you get the most break from your government, because I know people put this in language, but when you got to really think about it. How does the government just benefit the wealthy? Raven? What's that mean? The places where the government is able to say, we'll take that. We'll take that L. We'll give you that. We'll take that L. Is people who have stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But guess what? But guess where I don't refuses to take the L. How much is an average social security check, or not social security? What's the word I'm looking for? Disability check.
Mhm.
733. Mind you, our disability, somebody who cannot work because they
Right.
literally are unable to physically work, and we give them $700. Or I mean, and I can just go I can go a million ways. You got to be broke, desolate, can't see, can't read, can't do nothing to get food stamps nowadays. Like, you
Right.
literally have to be in the worst the metric for poverty for to qualify as like an impoverished person in order to receive government benefits is so, it's like third world poor. Like, you gotta be basically, anyway. The government
Yeah.
said, I ain't giving you nothing. You gotta be so
And
down and out. I ain't giving you nothing. Go ahead, I'm done.
I was gonna say, and if you're you like you don't like the you don't get the tax breaks. The people who obviously need the tax breaks, like you're gonna get taxed and continue to be taxed. And until you are able to, if you are able to, highly doubt you'll ever be able to reach thousandaire status, millionaire status to receive those breaks. And what I was about to say was there was a story going around with a girl, a teacher got her something stolen from her by a student, and it was like a limited edition Hello Kitty something on TikTok, and one of her students stole it, and there was a shoplifter, or yeah, she said she was a shoplifter, I believe. And she was like, we don't steal from mom and pop shops, we don't steal from people we love, we steal from big corporations, because at the end of the day, like, they're not gonna miss it. It's gonna
Right.
balance out. The even the rumors of Walmart, like, shutting their
Oh
doors
yeah.
on
Mhm.
yesterday, like, they can afford not to they can afford not to be stolen from,
Right,
basically.
right, right, right. No, I know what you're
Because
saying.
at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they're also getting tax breaks
Right.
for, you know what I'm saying? So, when I say you caping for the enemy, like, the government is set up against you, and you're talking about, oh my goodness, even the people that probably voted for this man, the government is set up against you, and you are still caping for them to be like, you shouldn't be scamming the government.
Yeah.
No, you should be enacting your democratic, or your rights
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
stop voting for stupid people, so that you
Mhm.
can also get into a place where we can fight for the reversal of the taxes and all the stuff, so that the people, like Billie Eilish
Mhm.
called out some billionaires and was like, why are y'all billionaires? Like, and even that, people do not understand how much of a billion is versus how much a million is. A billion is like a lot of money that could eliminate a lot of problems.
We gotta watch the video. I wish I could play it. The they did a billion versus a million and rice grains.
Oh wow.
You ever seen that video?
Mhm.
Man, when you see the video, boy, woo wee. It was like, I think the billion, like, of the rice grains, like, covered the whole, like, table, like, or not the whole, but it was like a large chunk of the table, and a million was like a little pile of rice grains. It was
Mhm.
crazy. You got to watch the video. It was so good. But anyway, yeah, and the reason why we don't understand the gravity of the differences between those two sums is because we throw those terms around so much, because this is a free market economy, quote
Right.
unquote. And so everything, this whole country was built on the precept of money and acquisition. So we so accustomed to hearing the term billion and million that we don't even realize, like, or first of all, not only that, you know how many billionaires were created during COVID? At the time where people, at the time where the government was mad that they had to throw us a little measly little 1,200,
Mhm.
1,400, a little and don't get me wrong, I mean, our economy is in a horrible place right now because of that. Whatever, that's getting too deep. But because I want to address something you said too. Um, I think what to really put a fine point on it, so again, so that people don't hear us saying anything that we're advocating for bad behaviors. We're not saying that we are advocating for bad behaviors when people to steal from any big corporations. What we're saying is, for as long as y'all choose to prioritize and prop up and pedestalize rich people and corporations over the quality of life of of the least of these, the lowest among us economically, I mean, so long as we continue to choose to live and do economics that way in this country, you're asking for the worst of the things to be produced in those sorts of environments. Things like stealing, things
Mhm.
like harming corporations that y'all say y'all love so much. And so it behooves you who is the you, proverbial leader or economic people people who are in power essentially, and people who have the power to actually change tax laws, and even just how we do social services and the social safety net in our country. If you care, which I can see that you do, about corporations and the people who own them and run them and the legacy families, if you care
Mhm.
about those people, which you consistently show that you do, you would actually begin to make our economy and the way that it functions just more equitable for the sake of how much you care about those people and the assets that they have. And not only that, but how we engage with those assets. Because it's, baby, this is the only thing I'll say here. If everybody stopped shopping at y'all stores and started stealing, like
Right.
again, I'm not advocating for it. We're not advocating for it. We're saying the writing is on the wall. You can't have exorbitant amounts of wealth like this, and also people literally not having food this month. Are y'all
Right.
okay? Are y'all okay? That's all I got on that
I
anyway.
think it's also like people are multi-billionaires, and it's like like the example of a million seconds is 11 days, 11 and a half days. A billion seconds is 31.7 years, and they have multiple
Yeah,
31.7 years.
yeah.
And if they were taxed on their 31.7 years, one, they would still have multiple 31.7 years left, and they would still have the means to be able to produce more of those 31.7 years. And they would still have multiple left. Like, are y'all not understanding?
You know, when Elizabeth Warren, this is, I'm just gonna give this example. I'm glad you mentioned that because you just made me think about, again, I know this stuff be feeling like in the clouds because it be feeling like that for me too. I want to be very clear. I'm not an economist in the slightest or none of that stuff. But I just want to make it feel real simple for all of us. When Elizabeth Warren was running for president years ago, it's crazy. This is on like what, like 5, 6 years ago. It's crazy. It's, like, it's not even that long ago. So, we're getting old. Anyway, she presented a tax plan after, so basically millionaires, raise taxes on the rich. Everybody always says that. What does that mean? What does that look like? It's a million and one options that people present, but here's one that was so, listen to this, guys, and how much they hated it. Basically, after $50 million, every dollar after the 50 millionth and first dollar essentially will be taxed at, I think she said 90%. Or no, 50%. I think she said 90 or 50. 90 would still be fine with me. But but I think it was 50 because I can't imagine her saying 90 and then people. Yeah, I think it was 50%. I'm a fact check that in a second, but the point is, so you can keep your 50 million,
Right.
but
50
at the
million.
really, I know that's why I'm repeating it like that. But at the 50 millionth and first dollar, now, because I talked to, like, I actually, whatever, I talk to people who like, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire or push him or whatever. And like, they will argue you down and make cogent arguments, right? They don't really be, but I'm gonna give it to them because I really just want us to see how regular and crazy this is. And we just too privileged as a country, how much we're too privileged. Because they'll make an argument. You'll be like, and I'm like, no, I hear that. And like, no, and then I employ people. Here go some of the things that I heard. I employ people, and people, do you know what it is and what it took to get? And I'm like, all of that. That's that free market capitalism stuff, that because we've been taught these lines so much.
Mhm.
But and then I'll be like, I'll let them talk, and then I'll be like, okay, but how does your life materially change if you have to pay more taxes? No, no, no. I'm not saying, and then I got to cut a bigger check. Oh, it makes you angry because it disrupts all of that free market capitalist talking points that we hear so much. Because even poor people will hear this and be like, no, because if he worked for that, he shouldn't just have to pay so that you can be lazy at home on the couch. How, rich people's lives, after like your 5 millionth dollar, your life does not materially change.
Right.
The caviar you eating at 50 million is the same caviar you can afford to eat at 5 million.
Right. Right.
Is it more discomforting to have to pay more? Yes. But even now, they'll pay more and be like, oh, let me go on vacation so I can
Right.
relax from the check that I just had to write. And I'm not speaking hyperbolically. I know
Right. Literally.
this is real. This is real. They just you're mad. You're not
Mhm.
struggling. You don't need. But then, contrarily, though, there are literally people this month that are really like, I may not be able to purchase food to
Right.
eat. I don't know if I could take my baby to daycare. Daycare is astronomically expensive right now, even for wealthier families. Why don't the government pay for daycare, Morgan? That's insanity. And we really have not. We've been living like this too long. I'm done. Nah.
I don't think people watch enough documentaries about other countries because it's like they other countries are not living like this. Like there was, I don't know what the documentary was. You might have told me to watch it, but it was like they was interviewing like literally the CEOs of like Ferrari, and they're like, we don't need all this money, and our people get paid X, Y, and Z, and they take 2-hour lunch breaks, and they, you know what I mean, like, and they have paid all the stuff that we've been talking about, like, that's only gonna make you healthier and
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And the higher you go in life, and the more like high people I really, I'm not gonna bust nobody up, but I have like people, I've talked to people, I'll just say that, who work in like corporations,
mhm,
um, like big ones, common ones that you'd be like, oh, that's dope. You work for that company, whatever, whatever.
yeah,
And like who have act this literally, I was just told this maybe 3-4 weeks ago. They'd be like, there is no reason I should make what I make for
mm,
what I do every day,
right,
basically.
right, right, right.
For what
Sorry to interrupt your listening. It's Morgan. I'm editing, and I wanted to warn you that the next few minutes of our audio is just slightly off. However, points are still made, and we are so grateful that you are still listening, and we hope you continue to listen. Thank you in advance.
Right, right, right.
for what I do every day. Like they was like, oh, I wish I could really get the details because it's crazy. This conversation was so, I was like, when they showed me the kind of stuff, like they brought out their phone and showed me the kind of stuff, and they was just like, girl, but last thing I'll say here though is the problem with it though is the problem is the concentration. I'm not mad that
Mhm.
you made it to the top, but we do need to release that pressure valve up there.
Right, right, right.
We gotta, and what that looks like is in the taxes, how we do
Yeah.
taxes and who we incentivize in our tax code. It's not complicated. It's complicated because we're not economists, but it's not complicated in the sense of where our hearts and our priorities lie is where our tax codes reflect. Does that make sense? It's how our
Mhm.
tax code is reflective in our tax codes.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way. Yeah.
It's reflected in the salaries. Like, the more money the higher you get, the less work you do, and the more money
Yep.
you get paid.
Yep.
Like, you got
Yep.
people in the factories doing the
Yep.
work all day long, working overtime, like, being away from their kids and all this type of stuff, and, like, making not $0,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
making
Yeah.
literally having to work
Virtually.
to survive, right?
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
to be there all day long to get something that's, like, sensible in order for them to survive and maybe make some money. Whereas you have people who have made it to the top and they've made all the money.
Let's talk about what it could look like though,
Mhm.
because this is just a thought. This is not me saying that I advocate for this, but do you know that there are people getting Social Security checks? Which I'm not saying I advocate for this. I'm just want to be clear. It's people that get Social Security checks that are rich. Well, Raven, they've paid into the system. Of course they should get it. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't at all. But what I am saying is it is worthy of conversation about this and then a whole bunch of things, but about, so it's rich people getting Social Security checks. Again, know some of them too, who get Social Security checks and they just like, oh, I don't touch it because I don't, so I just put it back into like a blah 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 account, or I put it into, or I may start pulling out of it later if I get super old or something because they're super rich. And so there's been arguments about basically means testing Social Security, which is just like,
Yeah.
do you need it? Do you not? Yeah, right, right, right. Do you need it? If you don't need it, then you just invest it back into the government so that young people can buy houses, and we'll use all the money that you contributed over the course of your life to maybe incentivize young people buying homes, give bigger grants to young people, or give bigger grants to young people who's starting families, or give bigger grants to kids going to college, or maybe give free college or whatever, free community college, free to first 2 years. Again, every time I make this argument to people, then they be like, I paid into the system my whole life. No, you're not going to take from me. No, we're not. Sorry, but we're saying you're rich. Yeah,
Right.
thank you for paying. We get it, but like it's a collective. We're a culture where young people are struggling, or people in general are struggling. And so I brought all that up to say, again, I'm not advocating for that policy specifically, but I bring that up to say people are having serious conversations about options, about how we
Right.
can reshift how we do economics. But the reason why I bring that up and us exploring potentially what our options could be to like overhaul our economic system, I bring it up because um hold on, I got distracted. But because the problem is in our philosophy around money,
Mhm.
capitalism. It has us all drunk on this idea of individualism and
Mhm.
me, self-centeredness. I'm not helping that joker because did that joker get out the bed and do his due part
Right.
to make, and it's like whether or not the person next door did the work. I'm not saying you won't be able to police people's behaviors, but it's about an ethic that we as a country believe that at a very minimum, nobody deserves to not have medicine or whatever. And so this is the way that we conduct ourselves as a result. It ain't got nothing to do with the one-offs. Did Morgan go to work yesterday? Why would I take care of her
Right.
kids? And she got 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah, it does make perfect sense. People don't like. I don't think people understand or maybe believe in equity, and it's very much so. It's very individualistic. It's not about
Yeah.
like, um, let's all figure out how we can all be successful because the people who are we've seen this multiple over and over again. Like the people who are caping for industry still believe that they are also going to be rich one day. And we are in a society where you have a mentality that we are going to be rich. Everybody's going
Yep.
to be rich. Everybody has
Yep.
the ability to be rich. That's not true. And
Yep.
especially not true in the way that we are living it right now. Like, and like, I don't get it. Like, if you switch some stuff around, yeah, you would also be able to take rest and not, and also take a trip and go places and travel, like, because you have more money in your pocket.
Yep. 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 It, we gotta change our thinking. We really do. We really, because it's not going. You may be rich, but also you may not. More than
Yeah,
likely, you're not. Respectfully.
right. Respectfully. It's okay though. It's okay. But we look so
Exactly.
down on poor people. Like you said,
Mhm.
we look down so bad on poor people that you don't want to be even associated with them.
Yep.
Sorry,
And
sweetheart.
and you wanna make yourself feel better about like when I said that just a minute ago, that probably feel like, "No, don't say that about me, because wait." So some of you probably thought that, but some of you probably thought like, "Dang, that's probably true. I'm 41, whatever. I'm already more than half like,
Girl,
shoot, am I going?" And
no.
so that makes you uncomfortable. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I was thinking about the memes that be like, well, Oprah didn't start X, Y, and Z until she was 36, and then she did, and then it.
It's
Deontay
7.
Cal be talking about how we they set black people up to always go after careers that are like 1 in a billion chances
Yep. Yep.
instead of
Yep.
something solid that you can
Yep.
go and people always want this instant gratification. If you get a trade or you go and you get in your career or whatever and you go to work every day, try to live a sensible life,
Yep.
you can save money, you can do X, Y, and Z, and have a rich life off of a moderate salary
Yep.
versus trying to be anyway. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry I
no,
cut
you're
you.
not wrong. No, you're not wrong. No, that's it. I mean, that's really it. But the only thing I was gonna say to add to that is if you shift your thoughts about poor people, like Morgan just said, that sobering feeling that you just got when you heard me say you're 41, the likelihood, the probability of you becoming a millionaire. Don't get me wrong, you can do anything. I believe it. Like you are capable of you have capability and competency. Let's just say that. But that has nothing to do with probability.
Right, 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 right.
And that's okay to acknowledge. It doesn't take away from your value. It doesn't take away from your quality, the quality of who you are, or even the effort that you're putting into it. But it has everything to do with the realities of what it is to live in a society that has lied to you and propped up all these images in your face to make you envious of it. To go
Mhm.
after it so long that you stay in this rat race because you're not even actually trying to pour into or invest in actually creating a life that is thriving and that you feel happy
Mhm.
about.
Mhm. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. J. Cole said, "Love
What?
yours." I said J. Cole said, "Love yours." Like, love where you
Listen,
at right now and grow from there.
listen.
Anywho.
And yeah, but I'm gonna push you a little harder though. Get some working class solidarity and stop looking at poor people like they're less than you, or poorer people like they're less than you.
Right.
And we do say that roughly or in some variation of that every episode, and I'm glad because we tripping, and right now people finna be without food. Yeah,
Yeah.
we better get it together. We better
Yeah.
love on some. Yeah, go ahead. That's it.
No, I was about to say that I didn't want it to sound like "Love Yours," like literally how the song's like, "I ain't whatever, like I'm rich, blah blah blah." You talking from privilege or whatever, but like,
Hmm.
and with the conversation of you saying get some working class privilege, I mean solidarity. When you start realizing who the enemy is, then it's like, okay,
Yep.
let's start talking about how we can actually not like because if you like I mean that's always been a tactic to just keep everybody divided. But if you start coming together and you like, oh, these people are really trying to like do a number on us. Let's actually vote against things, right?
Hmm.
Like, but we don't have that type of solidarity. We also
Yep.
don't have community. Like we don't have that. So we are all trying to run the rat race of trying to become the people that we probability, not
Yep.
capability. I like it.
Yeah.
That we
Hmm.
probably will never be.
Hmm.
like
It's true. It's true. And most of that is just based solely off just a numbers game. It's just
right.
a numbers game. So yeah, I'm really if I had to like my real just pull away or take away from this conversation or the thing that's pricking me the most because I'm not trying to close it if you're not ready, but I'm just saying is we got to shift our thoughts about poor people and poverty in general.
Yeah.
And also let me just say this too so that people don't hear um our conversations in this regard as us pushing for people to be poor. This ain't that. Cause like I don't want people to hear this as like, dang, can people aspire? Can people wish? Can people dream?
Absolutely.
We are multi-degreed women. Morgan just bought a house and had a baby. Like we this none of she literally just talked about going to get her PMP. And I'm still trying to figure out who finna pay for my next degree. So like it's not that we're not challenging you to dream big. Matter of fact, what we're doing is, oof, just hit me. We're trying to create an environment conducive to dreaming.
Mhm.
One where you're not stressed, overly stressed about basic needs, should I say? Or if you aren't stressed about basic needs, but everybody around you is stressed on basic needs, so you can't even enjoy the prosperity that you've created for yourself. We're trying to make sure that we are cultivating environments that are ripe for human thriving. One where
Mhm.
people ain't struggling with food, again, with basic needs, whatever. So yeah, that's what we're saying. So when I say get working class solidarity, and when Morgan says things like and people don't know how to be poor no more and all that, what we're saying is get out the clouds. Most people's living off credit and Klarna and a firm. Most people are more living off their savings if they got it at all. Most people can't afford a $500 emergency, and that's most. So that includes the
Mhm.
people who be flexing. That includes family members. So you be like, "Oh, she just look like she got it." Blah, blah, blah." The numbers don't
Right.
lie. The Federal Reserve
Mhm.
coming out with stuff every day. Everybody ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think also with that is that beyond just like not advocating for people to be poor, I think it's also just living in the reality that we live in a country that thrives off of hierarchy and thrives off of like people thrives off of there being somebody at the bottom. And the reality is until we change how our society functions, there's always going to be poor people, there's always going to be disadvantaged, there's always going to be marginalized people. So they're advocating for those people to also have dignity and rights and food. Like
Ooh.
because they're always getting pushed to there's always going to be somebody pushed to the side. And yeah, until we change it, it's not those people are always going to exist. So
Yeah.
it's not advocating for poverty. It's advocating for these people to be treated. These people, as in the people, I as in who I was. I also hate that. Like the people be like, I wouldn't be who I was if I didn't have SNAP benefits and all that. Okay, yeah, but also grew up like understanding that I grew up poor, and it's like those situations could be changed if our society was different, right? So I mean, and literally, like all the things we're talking about on this podcast, race and gender and beauty politics all play into this, and
Absolutely.
into class and who gets jobs and who don't get jobs, fat phobia, like all that plays into that. So if we are constantly pushing people off to the side, there's always going to be people at the bottom who are going to need um somebody to advocate for them, and they're going to have to man, I mean, and just thinking about like people who like some of the other argument was like some of these people are addicts, and it's like, I, listen, listen, the way folks are treated, I'd be surprised they have not unalived themselves. Like a little smoke, a little drink, like just to survive the day.
No, that makes me the part where you mentioned addicts specifically, because so they don't deserve to eat?
No, they do not. Not till they get clean and show that they deserve they righteous again.
We're out of control, bro. But you know
So
what?
bad.
But you know what though? Like, I love this conversation, seriously, because even my own self, I don't think I've ever struggled in that regard. But what I'm saying is, when you think through this stuff, you see how much bias you've been, the Kool-Aid you be drinking, and I'm talking about all of us. I'm not even just talking
Yeah.
about like one fact. Everybody. Capitalism begets, or it breeds, competition.
Yeah.
And where there is competition, when you mentioned earlier about uh the poor will always be among us, essentially. The way that we function in our country is, yeah, but just so long as it's not me.
Right.
Not like, let's take it. So 'cause your politic is saying the poor will always be among us, so we have to treat them with dignity and make sure that we take care. And we don't want to just be dismissive or just flippant about how we talk about it. But the way we do it is the country, and the mentality that we've developed as a country has been, yeah, they're gonna always be among us. So make sure that they stay away and they're not us.
Right.
Wait, no. We saying love them and respect them. And people saying, well, no. Just make sure they don't bother us.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is they finna start bothering you.
Yeah.
Y'all better. What she said? Let them
And I
eat cake.
think you said what?
No. Marie Antoinette. Go ahead.
Let 'em eat cake. I think also like with like but just like thinking about wellness, like when people's basic Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like when your
Come
basic
on.
needs are not met, when you are like not well, stuff starts you start to struggle, like mental health issues. And I'm just saying, like when you start taking care of people, regardless of their status, like there are other countries who take care of their citizens and they have way less issues than America. Like,
Yep.
and nobody seems to, not, I would say nobody seems to grasp that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't grasp that. And when you start like, yeah, go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is just because they drank the Kool-Aid, it's a lie. Like
Yeah.
again, and I'm so passionate about this too, because I will gladly talk about, before I got to Congress, I was a Kool-Aid drinker in the whole. You know what socialism has done to countries? Do you know historically it leads to communism and Marxism? All of the talking points, the tired political talking points about socialism, they scream and they scream. Well, we can't be like Denmark because they're smaller than us. We can't be like, as if to say, we got all this advancement to be the greatest, quote unquote, and most advanced country in the world, but don't have enough of the skills and the tools to be able to navigate how to feed our people. And we can't, like, so okay, what I'm trying to say is, when you make the case of like we can have like what Finland does, or Denmark, or smaller European countries, the argument that they use is, well, they're smaller than us. Do you know our GDP is bigger than their, like, they use all these terms or these words to try and make you feel like you're stupid for saying that, or saying like, well, why do they get that? They're smaller, they're this, they're that. Okay, so scale.
Right.
This is what
Now, you got your degrees and stuff. You went to school.
I thought you. Okay, so we the most cutting edge medicines. We have found ways to do all these things. We don't want to. It ain't got nothing to do with
Right.
size. We don't want to. We don't want to because the basic essence and the DNA of what we were built on was be faster, be bigger, be better, be smarter. Well, or no, actually, no. I take it back. Pretend like look like you're bigger, look like you're better, look like you're faster, look like you're smarter. You don't have to authentically be it, just be
Right.
bigger, have more weaponry, and then scream it to the rooftop and make people believe that you're bigger, better, faster, and smarter.
Right.
That's how we've mastered and that's how we've conquered the world.
And it's slowly starting to illusions slowly starting to disappear. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is. And it is. Have we done good things, to be clear? And have we done, like, some days I reflect on, I be, listen, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Deeply. But yeah, you're right. I don't even got to give my my cape speech. It don't even matter. We know what's
Yeah.
up. Anyway.
I was just when you talking about bigger and like you talking about like I think it's either Finland or Denmark. One of them small countries is.
Mhm.
I was thinking about the Katrina documentary that one of them countries is the whole country is under seawater, sea level. They figured out how to not drown their people. We got one city under sea level, and the whole city got drowned.
And then once, right? That's such a good. We couldn't figure out. We couldn't, quote unquote, again, I'm putting in the air quotes, figure out how to how to prevent our city from going underwater. Or is it that Chick-fil-A and Cane's and the real estate companies and all of the wanted that property? Or is it that? Or is it that? Do you know that Trump came in after Katrina and bought, like, I don't remember the figure, to be fair, but a whole bunch of houses for like $5,000 each, or like property, for like $5,000 each. Did y'all know that? This is after Katrina. So is it that? Is it that we couldn't figure it out? The Army of Engineers, one of the most elite of all countries ever, couldn't figure out how to save a loophole.
Yeah.
No, capitalism wins. Rich people want property so that they can make more money.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do people get tired of our rants?
I don't know. Let us know in the What's the Girl Saying.
Because I don't. Because I don't. Because I don't.
Right.
Fun. Yeah. Anyway. What's the next section?
Book suggestions.
Oh, no. Not book suggestions first. Take care of yourselves, guys. If you can afford to give to a food pantry, like let's say you're not on SNAP and you're doing relatively well, enough anyway, because I know that's all relative, but maybe if you can just like, buy an extra loaf of bread, whatever, and send it to, just something, I don't know, give to your local food pantries if you have the ability to. Even food pantries right now are short. Everybody is just struggling so much. It makes me emotional. So anyway, but yeah, if you do have it to give, or even this Christmas, I know everybody's talking about like toy drives and stuff, and starting all of that. We might actually have to shift our toy focus this year and do food and resource oriented things. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
The
Anyway.
I not to rebuttal what you just said, but I just saw a video that was like, I would say this: call and ask your food pantry what the best option is, because I saw a video that was like, that sometimes a food pantry gets discounts, and that the dollar will stretch further with their discount, obviously, than if you go and buy something from the grocery and do it.
Okay, good to know.
They get discounts from the grocery. Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Okay, good to know. And also, I mean, I feel horrible telling money stuff, but like, yeah, if you just don't think the donations don't go far either. Like sometimes it may not look like, just give. If you have, you'd be surprised. Find your mutual aid in your state, whatever, $12, like, just, maybe like a monthly $10, monthly to something right now. Like, you'd be surprised if you have that capacity, of course. And at a very minimum, if you don't, let's, like, you just never know who on your block. Just make some chili one day, make a big bowl. I don't know. Now we really, like Morgan be saying all the time, we just really be needing to think. I won't even say outside the box. Let's just go back to some boxes. We did this before. We did this before. Um, You'd be surprised. It'd be starving. It'd be hungry people right next to you, and you wouldn't know. So, yeah, just be a little bit more alert. I guess that's what I'm saying. Be a little bit more alert right now, and be mindful of who's around us.
I'm about to introduce myself to my neighbors because there is no way that I don't know nobody's name on. Oh well, actually, I know the dude next door. I know his nickname.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just thinking about when my mama and them grew up. Like, we knew everybody on the block,
Yeah.
and like, if you like there was like one last person that was living next to her, Miss Emma. And just to have somebody looking out for you to be like, "Oh, I haven't seen her come out the house in a couple days," or "I
Yep.
haven't," you know what I mean? Like, even if it's not like, if she didn't come out the house enough, my mama would have been like, maybe, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, and we don't have that. Like, that's crazy.
Yep. It's so true. My mom, in the house that we grew up in, yeah, we got a neighbor. She has a neighbor. I still say we because she was just the old lady on our block, and yeah, to this day, like, she's literally more of a daughter to that lady than her kids are because
You know?
we moved there when I was 5 into that house, and obviously now I'm 31, and she still lives there. She's like 90 something. My mom used to go sit with her, and like literally Miss Mary called us. Oh shoot, sorry, whatever. But she called it like we were out of town, and she called, and like they was just, and I was like, who's that? And she was like, and I was like straight talk to her. And so anyway, she be checking your garage up, that kind of a thing. That is, man, we really need it. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We thinking we have to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Like, if cook big things and just kind of scope the scene. You ain't got to be in everybody's business, but also be concerned. So yeah, just be and last thing, like Morgan said, call the food pantries, but also call your local schools.
Yeah.
Is there any kids who need something? I'll be I don't gotta come and post stuff. I could just, do y'all need some extra stuff, extra hands, extra anything? Are there kids who are hungry? There are homeless liaisons in schools. There are people who are just assigned to just do that, like watch out for the kids who's struggling or whatever. So like, ask them what kind of stuff they need. You can call your local school and be like, I don't got money, but I have extra da-da-das or whatever. Cause it's kids that don't got stuff. Trust me.
Yeah.
So it's ways to lock in and get involved and to be as helpful as possible. So, okay, book suggestion though. Now we get to book suggestion.
I don't have a book suggestion. However, I'm chronically online. Saw another video that was like, my screen time has slowed down though, but when I'm on it, the algorithms, and it was like, we don't need like these self-help books. We need literature. We need literature. Like, and they was giving all suggestions. They was like, if you want to read this book, you can read this book, nonfiction. So I think I'm on a quest to like read books that are like, that teach lessons in nonfiction. Because I just read a book called Scammer by Tiffany D. Jackson. And when I say it's the perfect book to explain to young people going into college how quickly somebody can scam you or take advantage of you, as like, it's not because you're dumb. It's because you're in a new environment, you off to college, you don't know, you don't know the landscape. So you're naive in that moment. You're dumb in that, quote unquote, you're dumb in that sense because you don't know that neighborhood, you don't know that environment, you don't know that community. And I was like, that lesson was taught so easily. I don't need a self-help book,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
like a fiction,
yeah, yeah,
nonfiction.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm on
nonfiction.
a quest to read more
Okay,
fiction so that I
okay,
can like see what books can teach lessons. Like,
yeah,
um yeah. But
okay,
I don't have a suggestion because I
yeah,
was thinking like,
same. I like that
talk about
though.
what has to do
But
with this.
remember, you told me, but you told me something similar to that a couple weeks ago on an episode. I think you were like, you can read your genre of the things that you like, but via fiction. because I was like, I just don't do good stories, and
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
you were
yeah,
like, no,
yeah.
it's historical books that are just a
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
whatever. Or yeah, so that is good. But I like that. No, I actually don't have one either. But we can't have a charge today. I think because our book
Mhm.
suggestions are nothing but charges to this week and
Yeah.
this month. The charge is find people near you that may need help or be of help to, sh- for me anyway, shift your perspective on poverty and poor people because baby, we all a step away right now.
Mhm, a paycheck
And
away.
honey, so it's a shift in mind frame. Take notes right here. Shift in mind frame. And then that shift in mind frame should reflect even mildly in how you are engaging with people, your community around you. What I, I'm not even kidding about this one. Your local grade school or something, especially if you like, I'm already kind of locked in that regard. What uh, do y'all? Is everything okay?
Mhm.
Who's your school counselor at your local grade school? You don't gotta have a kid like whatever. Again, I, I'm just asking everybody to stretch a little bit more. I know we're being stretched, but I
Mhm.
promise you, there still is power in stretching for those around you. Because if we do that all collectively, one, it brings fulfillment, but then two, it puts a dent into what's happening right now,
Yeah.
or at least its implications on people's quality of life and stuff. So don't hear me saying anything specific that you should do yourself. What I'm saying is do a self-evaluation about what is plausible and possible for you. That's what
Mhm.
I'm saying. So,
Even
yeah.
if it's not even, like, super far out in the community, like schools, like, be on the lookout for your friends and stuff that might be
Yes.
like I was I saw a narrative somewhere on the internet that was like, broke people broke don't let brokenness being broke keep you out of community. Like there are people who are in the negative. She was like, I would be so my bank account would be so in the negative that I'd be like, no, we can't, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And she was just like, I would just be so
Yeah.
flaky.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's because I didn't have
Oh,
no money. Like, and
yeah.
I was like, I never thought about that.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
person might be right next to you and you're like, I didn't even realize it.
Yep. Yep. I be thinking about it all the time because I know I know a no from
Mhm.
you the more when you start becoming a little bit more comfortable in your life, you just know stuff and just grown. It's not even about comfort. I just think the more grown you get, you be like, and also I be peeping things. But my point is, you're right. I love that. Like, yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Peep, peep, and
Mhm.
make your life less about you. Oof. I ain't gonna ever get that one up. Because it convicts me first though, not because I just be judging people. That
Mhm.
convicts me first.
Yeah.
And that takes intention and effort to make your life less about you. So
Ooh,
mm, we be it listen, part of the year. I know it's a
part
tough
of the
dark time
year.
right now. I know it's a tough dark time right now, but if we wanted to end on something a little light, I
Okay,
love
we
our
can
conversations.
I was like, we really we yeah, in the middle of the in the middle of the conversation, I was like, we got a podcast. Like,
We
yes,
got
we have a podcast. Like, we be talking.
girl, do we just do an economic deep dive? Do we comparing
We
like
had to do
off
numbers.
rip too, like period. But also still accessible. We ain't using no super big words or
I don't know
nothing.
the words. I can just see and I can know like this don't
That's
make
what I'm
no
saying. But you don't have to. I'm not even kidding. You be saying stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's and but the problem is too, like you'll say something and I'll be like, oh, I gotta keep talking. But I'll be thinking like you make me think. And I say that because you make me think and we make each other think. And I love that. Hopefully we make y'all
right.
think. Sorry, we
Right.
be bigging each other up in front of y'all, but aren't we the greatest? Like, who do that?
You don't need no beat, you need to hype your bestie up.
Girl, I'm always on cue. It goes straight to not even a thought. Just anyway. But yeah, so that was the book. Do we have what the girls? I feel like I don't.
I'm just like surprised people still listening. Like
They
that we
is.
influencing. Like I was talking about earlier, my cousin asking about Dr. J. I might reach out to Dr. J
You
and ask if
should.
she want to be a part um of the pod.
You should.
Um and have us a little conversation about money.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
tell
Yeah. Yeah.
her
Go
first.
ahead.
I was gonna say I might tell her to listen to pod first so she knows who she aligning herself
Just a
with.
couple. Just a couple. Right. Cause right. Right. Cause Because not we just I'm talking about socialism and Marxism is not even that bad. What? So y'all are Marxists. Okay. And then you have a person who do money come on. Well, I don't know if I would like to say that publicly. Just kidding. We are not saying that we're that. We're not saying it. We're just making
Social
conversations.
analyst. Social
There you
analyst.
go. There you go. We analyze things. Analysis. Yes. Okay. Well, I think that's it.
You got yeah. We clearly y'all know why this matters. If y'all
Honey,
don't,
there you go. If y'all don't know, if you don't know, now you know.
no.
Exactly. So
Yeah. I'm
what
hungry.
time?
I don't
No,
know.
it's. I was just gonna say I'm sleepy. I know it's almost 12 o'clock where you are.
11:20. Oh my god.
It's crazy. Okay. Good night, guys, or goodbye. Good morning, afternoon, daytime, whatever it is for you. Bye.
CTYL.